Given the power of the ring, it is now up to Xian to save humans from a fatal end. Xian, a simple high school boy tricked into wearing King Zhou's ring, awakened his evil soul. Stuck in the most frightening situation, Xian is now responsible for restoring balance and bringing peace to the world. Will he be able to save everyone? Hello and welcome back to the channel. The tyrannical ruler of King Zhou of the Xian dynasty ignited resentment towards his reign. When his own men turned against him, King Zhou burned himself with a fatal promise to take revenge against everyone. Coming back to the present, Zhu Xian's friend Lu Fujiwi has smuggled in King Zhou's ancient ring. With the prospect of a large sum of money, Louis urges Xian to wear the ring. As soon as Xian slides that ring up his finger, something demonic begins to take over his body. His tongue begins growing features, which leaps from his mouth, attacking and decapitating one of Louis' arms. Slowly, the piece of flesh begins growing, and from it emerges a tall, red demon with eyes dark as the night. With a sinister smile, the beast exhales, "I live." It then begins slaughtering everyone mercilessly. Xian and Jiyoung Xinyang, one of the girls in Louis' gang, escape the area to a hotel. Jiyoung takes him to her room and knocks Xian out so she can freely examine his naked body in the ring. Next morning, the police barge into the room and arrest Xian, not believing his story and instead showing him the decapitated body of the beautiful Xian. Xian gets visited by Zhu in his mind, compelling him to give away his body forever, to which he clearly refuses. While being escorted to prison, the police convoy gets hijacked by Louis' men, who free Xian and try to retrieve Jiyoung's phone. However, what they find in the mortuary is beyond belief. Jiyoung wakes up and kills the man who tried to retrieve her phone before escaping into the sewers. Surprised that she came back from the dead, they follow her towards a haunted house. Cursed with spirits and bad omen, Xian hesitates to enter but is forced to, along with everyone else. Prey to booby traps, they get trapped in the lower chambers of the house, controlled by a scientist named Wang. Entering a room with female bodies having animal heads, they get attacked by them before escaping through a hidden door into another room. Seeing a beautiful girl on the bed, the group tries to help her out, but instead gets attacked by her. With a menacing laugh and an evil smirk, the girl gives up her body to science for the sake of immortality, making her a bloodthirsty monster. The men fire bullets and use grenades to slow her down, yet it has no effect on her immortal body. Knowing he is too weak for this, Xian agrees to give his body to King Zhou if he beats the monster girl and saves Mei, the female officer. King Zhou emerges from the shadows and kills her using just one hand. King Zhou forces himself into Xian's body, but gets stopped in the middle by a man named Curved Blade. In the lab, Jiyoung is tied up by Wang the scientist, who makes preparations to replace her head with that of an animal, warning him that if he touches her, the Corpse Clan will come for him. Wang enables the self-destruct switch and escapes the lab, taking Mei with him. The ring grants Xian powers to kill King Zhou. They later meet Xiang, who is also trying to escape before the whole lab self-destructs. Somewhere along the lab, an octopus-like creature gets released from its jar and grows to enormous size. Meanwhile, the group tries to escape, but has their way blocked by a bomb left back by one of Louis' men. Xiang strips naked and absorbs the bomb's impact due to her immortal abilities. Not even a scratch gets left on her beautiful body. They make their way around the maze to reach the exit, but the octopus-like monster hampers their progress. Xian's quick thinking saves their lives. By using a flamethrower, she burns the octopus into a nice-smelling dish before finally climbing out of the lab. News circulates on television of Xian's involvement in the murder of an innocent life and the kidnapping of Mei, the mayor's daughter. Xian leaves to find Curbblade to help him take the ring off. Wang makes a proud appearance in front of the Corpse Clan leader, Bai, showcasing his creations. That is when Jiyoung enters and talks about how Wang isn't worth the effort, which provokes Wang to turn into a monster to attack them. But in the blink of an eye, gets reduced to ashes by the leader's black demon, later instructing her to retrieve the ring. Xian gets captured by Louis, who tries to take his ring back, but stops when Xian tells him Curbblade will help him take it off the right way, at Tianzhu Palace. Louis lets him go and tells him to bring his ring back. Xian makes his journey to Tianzhu Palace, but on the way finds Taru, one of his former classmates, running from villagers. Xian saves her, but both fall off the cliff, awakening his inner demon. Xian safely lands on the cliff's side. They sit stranded on it all night, but come across coffins placed at the end of the cliffs, which was a ritual to make people think they are immortal. Muzuzi, an alien-like creature, emerges from one of these coffins and offers to take them to Tianzhu Palace. They reach a particular-looking cave with a huge stone written, "The place where Peng Zhu became immortal," all over it. Muzuzi takes them towards a Curbblade, who first lets them bathe and purify themselves. then a nice long nap. The next day, Xian explores the cave and finds Tianzhu Palace with students looking like Missouri, practicing their magic. He overhears them talking about losing their human form for the sake of their powers, and how 5 archaeologists had entered the palace years ago and never returned. Master Cheng silences them, and Xian gets caught by someone for spying. Master Cheng orders them to kill Xian, but stops after he sees the ring on his finger. Surprised over how he got his hands on the missing ring from Tianzhu Palace, Xian breaks away from their hold and calls for the ring a damned item that has ruined his life. Luckily, Missouri comes to his rescue by telling them he was brought to the palace on the order of Zhenjun. They enter the palace and meet Zhenjun. However, Xian gets attacked by Ling Zhao, one of the masters, for not following the rules, which awakens his inner demon again. Impressed by Xian's ability to control the ring, Zhenjun leaves, saying he will come back with an answer. The other masters get alert that maybe Zhenjun might make Xian his next heir, thus they plan to change the tide to their favor. Master Zhenjun enters his room only to be shot by Toto with a gun. Everyone is informed of the incident, making them rush there. One of the disciples gets captured by Bai and asked about the palace's location before finally killing him. At the palace, Toto tells everyone to stay away, saying that she has finally avenged her father, Xiaoan Ozi. Part of the team of 5 archaeologists who were killed in the palace, Xiaoan Ozi was one of them. Xian gets a backstory of the whole event, where even his father was a part of it. The 5 archaeologists enter the palace where they are treated wonderfully, but discover the area to be high on radiation, causing them to turn to aliens. Entering the forbidden area compels the disciples and master to bury them in the radiation, and later eat their bodies to turn them back into human form. Hearing about the death of his father sends Xian into Crazy Town, transforming him into a raging beast, all thanks to the ring on his finger. Pitting the master one by one, he goes for the kill. Yet, despite all immaculate powers, he is beaten down by the 4 masters, who knock him out. Relieved over their victory, they try to end his life but get stopped in the middle by Curved Blade, who also gets thrown away. Missouri begs to spare the Curved Blade, but they attack him nonetheless, leading to Missouri's death. Bai enters the palace with intentions to capture it in one go. The masters throw Xian along with the others into the cultivation chamber to turn them into food. They celebrate their victory and the appointment of a new master. That is when an alarm is sounded that the palace is being attacked. Bai, along with Jiang, entered the cultivation chamber and can sense a huge amount of energy. Xian thinks over the events in the past and how he wasn't able to save everyone. King Zhou tries to convince him to take over his body and let him save everyone. This once again awakens his inner demon. The end. Xian, a normal high school boy, has his life turned upside down when a friend of his hands him a ring which turns out to possess the spirit of an evil past king. He finds himself stuck between a devil addressing himself as King Zhou, a group of Taoist priests who fight against him, and other unearthly beings hiding amongst them.